Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So you guys kind of seen my collection the other day when I showed you my 7060 that I just bought, but today is going to be more of a collection tour, telling you guys the years and the serial numbers, stuff like that, more information on all of my tractors. So today I'm also putting them away. Everyone keeps stopping by thinking I'm selling them all or just looking at them all, which is why I put them out here for people to stop by and look at them all. But it's time to get them put away because the grass is going to start to die if I don't get them out of the yard. So need to get them out, and they're talking storms the rest of this week, so just need to get them put away and go from there. So to start off here, we're going to look at my Allis Chalmers D10 here, and it is a 1962 D10, serial number 5828. This thing I bought just north of here, about 40 minutes out of a subdivision. The guy went through it from front to back, so it's got a full motor rebuild. Center section was replaced, and the tranny was gone through. And he told me he tried to find the center section that was close enough to serial number as the motor, and they're pretty close. So he went through it all, repainted it all, everything's new on it, all brand new tires, stuff like that. And when I got it, it wasn't a runner. I buttoned it all up and got it running and stuff like that. So it's got a tack on it showing 9 hours, which I probably ran it for 4 hours. But yeah, other than that, I bought it the way you see it, except for button up a few things. Everything checks out as it should. It's just a cool little tractor, which I have no need for, but I also don't need to sell it either. So yeah, that's the D10 here. Next up is my 1960 Allis D17 diesel. This thing I got for free. I worked for a farmer back in the day, and this thing was just sitting outside, hadn't been ran in 30 years. I got it, and we thought the motor was stuck, but the rats had built a nest in the bell housing there, so it wasn't allowing the flywheel to spin. So got all that broke free and got the motor running, but it's leaking oil out of the exhaust. And last year or 2 years ago, I bought out a bunch of stuff out of Ohio, and one of the tractors was a D17 diesel with a brand new motor in it. So I ended up swapping motors. I still have the original motor. One day it'll get put back in this tractor, but for now this motor is going to stay in here because it fires right up and runs, does everything I want it to. I did add rear pie weights last year, and I bought a tractor and swapped the tires off and put the pie weights on. So it's fully weighted out, put 4 stack weights on the front. I do still need to fix the grill. If you guys seen last year, this tractor rolled into a fence and smashed the grill, so still need to replace that, but it ain't no biggie. I also did add a belt pulley on it, so it's got all of the add-ons that you could ever want on this thing. And yeah, it fires right up, checks out as it should. So that tractor will never leave because it got gave to me and was my first tractor. So that's the D17 there. Next up is my International 826. It is a 1969 serial number 7536, and it's a farm-all, not an international. And yeah, I bought this off of one owner. Been sitting in the barn 15 years. You guys seen me haul this thing in, 3 batteries in it, fired right up, and that's all I used it a lot, but now it needs a lot of work. Front end's wore out, so you can't go road gear down the road, or the tires are doing this. The injection pump leaks, so you got to spray some ether in it to get it going. And then over here, it's got tons of oil leaks, so it just needs gone through. But that's another day project. I'm not gonna get rid of this tractor anytime soon either. I did throw new rubber on it and dual hubs. I have duals for it as well. But yeah, I love this tractor. I just need to put some money into it and get it tip-top shape, and then it will be an excellent tractor. I do want to add 3-point to it because it's got this fast stitch stuff, and I ain't a big fan of that. It does have 2 remotes, and the hour meter does not work. It's showing 39.47, but it doesn't work. So yeah, it did have a cab on it, as you guys seen. Ripped that off, threw fenders on it, and it looks a lot better without that cab on there. So next up is my grandpa's 190. This thing has had tons of work done to it. My dad has done tons of work to it. And it is a 1965 190 XT, serial number 6901. This tractor will never leave either. Needs a paint job. It's caught on fire a few times, but it's a good running tractor. Dad went through the motor at 7,980 hours, and now it is at 8260. So it's seen its fair share of abuse. It pops out of gear, this, that, and the other, but it's still a good, strong running tractor. When I worked at a equipment dealer a few years ago, got these pie weights for like 400 bucks. So they went on here, and I think they make this tractor look a lot meaner. It did have a loader on it. My dad took it off because we really don't need the loader on here anymore since we got 2 skid steers. So yeah, this tractor will never leave in my lifetime. So next up, we have this Allis 200. You guys have seen me buy this in Kentucky at Powell Farms. And it is a 1974, serial number 8985. The way you see it is the way I bought it. I did buff out the hood panels and stuff. Came with the weights, front end's tight, no welds. And yeah, factory cab on it with a Bluetooth radio that works, and the blower motor works. So with the windows open and the blower motor on, it feels dang good in this cab. So I ain't ever taking the cab off. Gonna leave it the way it's sold new. And yeah, I kind of like the look of it anyways. So the only thing I wish that this tractor had, since it's a later model, I wish it had the dual PTO, but it's just a straight one, or 540. So it is what it is. I mean, it's still an excellent tractor. I do need to change the fuel filters because it died on me when I was baling hay the other day. So I'm gonna change the fuel filters. Hopefully that solves all my issues. If not, I'll pull the pump and injectors off, get them sent off, and then it'll be ready to go again, which it's showing, 5286 on a working tack. I got all the manuals and everything, all the work that's been done to it at the house. So this tractor I don't plan on selling anytime soon, but for the right money, I mean, it could go, but I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. Next up is 7030 factory open station with a year-round cab. This is a 1973, serial number 2172. This tractor I bought off auction time, and it was original one-owner tractor. Came out with fenders. They got cold, so they put the cab on there, and it's had a cab on there ever since. I believe the motor's original, not had any work done to it. Fires right up, sounds pretty good. It's showing over 6,000 hours, 6,200 hours on it. And yeah, that seat is comfy. But this cab needs yanked off of there. I just don't really need this tractor. So if someone shot me a good offer on it, it could go to a new home, because I'm never gonna find the time to find fenders to yank this off. It would not come with the weights, but other than that, you'd buy it the way you see it. And yeah, you guys have seen a video on this thing, chisel plowing, but that's about all I've done to it. I'm gonna unhook the mower from it because I ain't ever gonna mow with this thing. So yeah. Next up is my grandpa's 7030. It is a 1973 as well, serial number 2191. And yeah, that tractor ain't ever gonna leave the farm. I need to split it, put a torque limiter in it because it slips, but it doesn't see much use anymore. So Yeah. Next up is my 220 Allis 1970 model, serial number 2360. Fires right up, but the batteries are dead. So I need to put a new alternator on it. That's why the batteries are dead, because the alternator ain't working. But other than that, this tractor can go bye-bye any day for the right offer. But for now, it'll sit and not do anything because I have no use for it. But it's a good running tractor. Bought it off Facebook. Had the pump and injectors gone through and set at 10% over stock. Has a factory 3-point, 1000 PTO, year-round cab. If I hang on to it, I'll find fenders and throw fenders on it, because I do not like year-round cabs. They're just hot boxes. The 8010 sold, so I ain't gonna tell you nothing about it. You guys have seen me haul it in and stuff like that, but it's sold, going to a new home. So that's that. This is my 1982 Allis Chalmers 8050, and it is serial number 1510. The guy I bought it off of said it's 85 model. It is definitely not an 85 model. He thought it was 85 model because it has the side console throttle. The earlier models had them on the dash, but you could have changed them. So it's an 82 model. Bought this one last year. It's been a good tractor so far. Did put a rear main seal in it and threw a whole new AC compressor kit on there, so it blows ice cold. Original radio works. It's power shift transmission, showing a little over 2,000 hours on it. And yeah, it's one of my workhorses. And then my new to me 7060 Allis. This one is one of the last ones off the line. I just looked up the serial number. It's a 1981, I think. 1981, serial number 8553. The last one was serial number 9142. So it's one of the last ones. Just bought it out of Western Illinois, right near Davenport, Iowa. Just because it's a power shift with 3 remotes and a 540 and 1000 PTO, and it has the long axles and dual hubs and a wide weight bracket. This thing fires right up. You guys seen it in the last video. The mirrors work, which is a surprise. The blinkers work. Stadium lights need some wiring. All the other lights work though. The AC works, but it needs recharge, so there's a leak somewhere. So I might just throw a whole new kit on there and move on. And yeah, this thing is just clean. And if you guys watched my last video, I told you guys that this thing has a working tach and it shows 2,700 hours. I know it doesn't have 12,000 hours, but I don't know if that's accurate. It might be, but I don't know really anything about it. Just by going off the wear and tear, it's definitely a lower hour tractor, not no 12,000 hour tractor. So do need to throw a cab kit in this thing, but other than that, it's a good tractor. And I do need to fix some leaks on it, but that'll be a winter project because it ain't leaking too bad. So I'll get all that fixed and go from there. So, that is all of them up here in the front yard. And then still missing a lot of implements that aren't here and a couple other tractors, but that's most of them anyways. I'll show you guys a few other pieces of equipment that's here. The other stuff I'll have around one of these days, but for now it's hidden away in the barn and you guys will see it another day. So in here there's a little tough built here. This was my grandpa's old tractor. Oh shoot, there's a groundhog over there. He's right there. I should go get my gun. Oh, look at him. I'll go get my gun. Oh. So this is my grandpa's tough built. Needs a motor. I'm one day get to it. And then my Allis, there's 2 of them over there. My Allis 302 baler with a 44 kicker. Bought it out of a collection in Illinois. It is for sale if anybody wants it. $2,000 will take it. And then there's my grandpa's WD-45, which, yeah, I will show you guys in a minute. I'm back. Don't know if I got anything or not. Oh, they're out again, doggone it. Right when I leave. So yeah, there's grandpa's old WD-45. A lot of memories on that thing. And then yeah, my baler, which bought it out of the collection in Iowa, like I said. Sheet metal's a little dented up. The thrower's in excellent shape. And then back here, this stuff's all unbolted, not sure why, but I have no use for this thing. Thought it'd be cool. There's another groundhog hole. Thought it'd be cool, but it's just taking up space now and I really don't want it. So $2,000 if you're interested, come and get it. And yeah, that is that down there. 45, I've had it on my roto baler, which is at a different shed. But you guys, I think, have seen that. I'm not sure. And up here in this barn is my baler. International baler. We used it a lot, but it needs some nodder work. But this was my grandpa's, so it ain't going nowhere. Grain drill, 3-point backhoe, and then a 494 4-row corn planter. That was my grandpa's as well. All my grandpa's stuff will never go anywhere. I'm too much of a sentimentalist, so I'd rather stuff rot away than me get rid of it, sadly, but it's just how I am. And then down here in this barn, we got my bush hog in the weeds over here. It's a real nice woods. Really hasn't seen much life, so got that in a package deal. Came out pretty good on it, so decided to keep that thing. My disc bind, a few sets of duals, which I'm hanging on to them. The only stuff that went with the 8010 was all the parts. I didn't sell the weights or the duals with it. And then my school bus back in here. And then, yeah, I have a bunch of other junk too, but it ain't here, so you guys ain't gonna see it because I really don't want to drive all the way over there. Just show you guys, because I think you've probably already seen it all on the channel once in my filming days, because I've been filming videos for quite a while now. Didn't think it'd been so long, but I have been. So I think what I'm gonna do now is set you guys on a tripod and start moving these tractors so you can see them all run. Hopefully they all start, except for the 8010. It ain't gonna start, but that's all right. So, yeah. Today's Bible verse is going to be coming out of Psalms chapter 56, verses 10 through 13, and it says, "In God whose word I praise, and the Lord whose word I praise, in God I trust, I will not fear. What can man do to me? I am obligated by vows to you, God. I will make my thank offerings to you. For you delivered me from death, even my feet from stumbling, to walk before God in the light of life." That is all but two. The old D17 won't fire up. Got dead battery. I think the battery I have in it's junk. And this tractor is going to stay outside for a minute. In this barn here, I got the 190, my D10 and my 826, my 220 and the 7030, the 8050 and the 200. These two are going to go back to my house, but for now they're going to sit right there. Yeah, the 8050, I hooked it up to my baler. It ain't completely hooked up yet, but I at least got the hitch pin in it. The 200 I stuffed right in the corner over there. But yeah, I still got room to pull my baler in and out the way the tractors are. Once the 826 and D10 go to my house, then I'll have room right there for probably the 7060 or D17 or something. This 7030 will go in the bottom barn here because it ain't gonna have this mower on it. So it'll fit down there, no problem. The 8010 will be picked up in a couple weeks. And then the D17, it'll go down here. And I could put more in there if I'd move the backhoe, but the Bobcat, a roller went out, so I gotta get that fixed before I do anything. And down here, got the 7060 in here. I'm gonna put the D17 in right there. So I ain't got this hooked up yet, but this is gonna be a sweet mowing rig. This is gonna look so sharp. I'm kind of excited to try it out. But yeah, the D17 is gonna go here. So I'm waiting to hook this up to the mower until I get the D17 in here. Still got to switch the shafts out, put the 1000 on because this is 1000. Get it all swapped out. Get it ready to go. Change some knives on that, and it'll be ready to go. What is on top of that? Man, yeah, once I get the Krone mower off of the 7030, it's gonna go right here. The D17 will get backed in right here because it fits perfect. But that's a dead bird on my mower. And yeah, I still need to wash this off, but that ain't gonna be a today project. And I need to hook a tractor up to the bush hog and go bush hogging. That ain't a day project either, because I need to go home, clean the house, mow my yard, who knows what else. And tomorrow, ship a lot of parts and go from there. So I'm gonna put the charger on my D17, get it put away, and need to bring tools over, get the knives changed on this, get it raring to go, try it out, see if it's worth the money to throw a new curtain on it or not, or if it's gonna be good the way it is. But this is just a backup mower, so I ain't really too worried about the looks of it or anything. Just want it to be ready to go when something happens. So yeah, there's the collection tour for 2024. Missing a bunch of stuff, but you guys at least got 90% of the stuff. So hopefully next year it grows or stays about the same. I really don't need a lot of tractors because that's more batteries, more maintenance, and just more headaches. So really don't need the collection to grow, but if I keep finding good deals, I might as well grow the collection and maybe one day have a museum, because I ain't that old. So if I keep adding a few every year, I'll have my retirement just sitting ready for when I become 60 and I'm ready to retire. So yeah, that's that. I guess that's gonna end today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I know it was a lot of talking, but you at least got to see all of them run and more information on them all. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button for me. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And hopefully I get my drone figured out, my GoPro figured out, and can get some good hay footage of second cut. So I guess I'll catch you all next one. Thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.